Hey everyone, Julian here. Today I'm going to be showing you the most gate-kept sound in techno, the rumble. We're going to be talking about how to make the sound from scratch, as well as how to make a few different variations on it. To do this, I'm going to be using my new definitive techno sample library. The link is at the top of the description. It's this awesome new library I've just dropped. I've also got a 50% off code in the description for that, so definitely go ahead and use that. You get everything you need, all the percussion, drums, kicks, bass lines, drum loops, synth loops, literally everything you need, even a full track template is available in that library. So click the link at the top of the description, go grab it while it's half off. This is only lasting for a short period of time, so definitely grab it now. I'm going to be using this to do what we're doing in this video. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. I really don't make a whole lot off of YouTube, but with these awesome libraries we can both win because you guys get huge high quality foundations to build your tracks on, and it helps keep me going so I can keep bringing you guys these videos and demystifying these gate-kept sounds. Link is at the top of the description. Don't miss the 50% off code. Thank you so much for the support, guys, and let's dive in. Alright, so the way that you make this sound, let's go up here to, let's do 138 BPM, is you're always going to start with a kick. That's the secret, is that it's actually starting with a kick sample. Let's use this one, nice punchy kick, okay? And then you're always just going to start with that on the 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. Let's put this up to like 145. So you're going to have your kick going, and then what you do is you're going to duplicate your kick. You're going to put an arpeggiator on it. See, this is all the little secrets that they don't really talk about that much, is you can take this and just take that same kick you just had, and if you take it and then you drag the start time forward a little, so about there, see how you get this nice rumbly fat bass? And then if you low pass it a bit, see, we're starting to get somewhere. So from here, we're going to put a bit of reverb on it, actually. And a lot of people talk about the reverb rumble and how to do that, but it's not just reverb. Because then after that, you need to distort it, because what's going to happen is the distortion is going to bring out, a lot of frequencies. Right, you hear it's bringing out the mid-range and highs, but what it's also doing is it's making that low end really rumbly. And this is the secret. I struggled with this for a few years. I really had no idea what was going on, but it's literally just this. It's the fact that when you put that amp on there and you distort it so heavy, it brings out the rumble, and then all you have to do is just low pass it again. And you can see you get just the rumbly part. You could also use a band pass. We'll do that for this one. And then the last secret to this is the volume shaping. So for this, I like to use auto pan, and what we're going to do is we're going to make it bounce off of the kick, because right now, right, it's pretty messy. So what you do is turn the phase down on auto pan, set it to this saw down, but then invert it. Turn that up, right, so you're getting like that volume shaping. And if you switch this to quarter notes, there you go. And you can shape this a bit, like if you move the bandpass. And there you go. Now, like I said, this is one of the most gate-kept sounds in techno. A lot of people, want to know how to do this. And this is literally it. It's a very simple thing. It's just taking your kick and then doing a little bit of processing to it and getting it underneath the main kick. Now, there's other things you can do to this, too, to kind of give it a little bit more flavor. Like, a lot of times, I'll duplicate this, and then you can kind of make, like, a top layer. Like, taking the same stuff, keep the reverb where it's at, maybe change the distortion. And if you just bring the bandpass up a little bit more, you see, you can add so much more, like, kind of fullness to it, and it gives it a bit more texture too. And then what you can start doing at this stage is like even more distortion after the bandpass, I like to do. And see, now you're still getting the fat low end, like that's intact because you've got a layer just doing that, but then you add this, and it all comes together. So let's make another one now, and I'll show you some more techniques. So now we're going to get a kick another kick out of here. Let's use this huge one. Okay, so again, we're going to put the kick on all 4 counts. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to do, so this time, instead of doing the arpeggiator, what we're going to do is we're actually going to warp it. And this is something you can only really do in Ableton. But if you take this and warp it and just stretch it all the way out, so you get this crazy bass wave, you can bring this forward a little. And then I'll usually pitch it down a bit. And again, you're presented with this huge rumbly sound, and then you take it, maybe a bit of reverb. Let's try a bit of delay. You can also use delay for this. Right, so we're just kind of adding a bit of rumble to it. Amp again. Good way to make a hard techno kick for sure. But then you could low pass this a bit. And see, here we're using the low pass to get the sound. And you can really set it wherever you want. If you bring this up a bit, you know, you'll get a nice, like, distorted hard techno one. I usually like to set it about there. And then we'll do the auto pan. So again, just phase to 0 so it's not affecting the panning. Saw down, inverted, and then quarter notes. And something else that's pretty important to do too that they don't really talk about a lot, and this is something I struggle with for years, is you want to actually cut out some of the sub. Like when you have your kick and your rumble together, usually you put those in a group and you're going to get an EQ. You can use any parametric EQ. I like using EQ 8 for this. And then what you're going to do is set it like that, so it's like the very sharp cutoff. And you're actually going to cut it around anywhere between 20 to like 60 hertz is good. I mean, I've heard of people even doing a little bit higher, but you tend to lose some of the power when you do that. So we'll just kind of move this until it sounds good. And it's a really subtle difference, but check it out. If we turn this off and then I'll turn it on, here's without. With. Hear how it's kind of like lifting the rumble up a bit? And typically I'll convert it to mono too, because sometimes these EQs can add weird phasing stuff in the low end. And then another secret I like to try is, see, we're not clipping at all. You have to make sure you're not clipping on the group. But then on that kick group, what you can do is you can drop a limiter. And again, you're not clipping, so it's not to limit anything. It's just to kind of like push it a bit harder. You could give it maybe like 3 or 4 dB of gain. Make sure you turn the ceiling up to 0 so it doesn't get clippy. And check it out without it. With it. So it'll kind of like push the kick and the rumble together, and you'll get this big, huge kind of fullness to it. And we can take this and we can even make like a little... And see, it's that same technique where we have the fat rumble already doing the lows, and then you just add in that distorted layer with the auto filter. And you can really get creative with this too when you're trying to do these more crunchy hard techno kicks. Like if you get the LFO on auto filter and set that to quarter notes as well, and just try turning it up a little. And see, it goes from this to this. And you can even like change the shape. And yeah, so this is how they make all those different kinds of rumbles that you hear. It's essentially just little variations on this technique, But yeah, that's essentially how to do it. You know, a lot of people talk about the sound and they kind of gatekeep it. They don't really want to show you all these little secrets, but I really have no problem doing it. I want everybody to know. I want us all to be able to win and make the best tracks. So yeah, that is how you make the most gatekept sound in techno, the rumble. It's not that hard to do, but there's a little bit of magic and finesse work to it. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this definitive techno sample library that I used to create all these huge kicks in this video, and it's got so much more. It's got kicks, peak time drum loops, hard techno drum loops, even kick and bassline loops, and hard kick loops as well, hi-hats, effects, claps, percussion loops, synth loops, even a full track template. It's really everything you need to make the best techno tracks of your life. The link is at the top of the description, and like I said in the beginning, you get the 50% off code as well. So definitely grab it now while that's available. This is a great deal that I won't be doing for a while. Link is at the top of the description. Thank you so much for the support, everybody, and enjoy. It's really about giving you guys the best quality templates so you can make the best tracks, and we can all win. You know, I put a lot of time into studying these sounds, and I wanted to make it so that we could all benefit from that with these packs. So link is at the top of the description. Thanks for the support, guys. Also check out my lessons, track finishing, and ghost production. It's a really great deal to take yourself to the next level and get your career where you're trying to get in this new year. Thanks for the support, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.